why am I recording? What on earth is going on, my man? What on earth? What? I don't even know how to start this. Have I even started? Why am I here? I legit recorded this like 2 days ago. Why am I here again? Oh my god. I've just been thinking, man. It's so, man. Life's surreal, and I'm not like, oh, I just realized this is going on YouTube. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so pretentious, but it's weird. Man, I've been 16 for like 5 years now, and I swear 3 of them were between 2019 and 2020, and I wasn't even 16 then. 2019, 2020, my god. How There's just no absolute way. I cannot comprehend. 2020 was just last year. And the craziest thing is 2019 was just before that year. What? My god. I mean, I'm thinking, oh, man, my best years are gone. But that's what I was feeling in 2020. But oh, this is why it's surreal. I'm sitting here and I'm like, there's no way. This year is like the least enjoyable of all. There's no way I'd look back on this fondly. I'm just, I don't know. To be fair, if I go through with year 12 next year, yeah, I'm gonna be looking back on this fondly. Yeah, that's a given. Oh, but my God. It's just not possible. How on earth? Dude, I've just not even gotten that much into, oh, what was it? What's it called? I think it's an album or something. Um, Michael Learns to Rock, Greatest Hits 2020. Oh, really? Wait, okay, I don't actually know what this means, but last year, right? I don't know why I'm like getting into this. This is probably a weird topic to talk about. But like last year during quarantine and such, I was listening, right, to a bunch of just a bunch of songs, I guess, a bunch of different genres and stuff. And when I listen to them now, all I can feel is fondness for last year. And I don't even know, like, that's what I felt for 2019 in 2020. And now I'm just feeling like this all the time. I mean, it's weird though how I don't feel the same for before that, but I guess it's before that I really wasn't like me, you know. Only in since 2019 have I really been me, which I don't know. Only I can understand, I guess. So, future me, hopefully that meant something. But honestly, 2020 was great for me, and I do feel for the people who've sort of been really badly impacted by 2020 because, well, like I can't really imagine what it would have been like for people like that because, like I experienced something completely different to someone else. But for minors like me, I think that don't really have that much responsibilities and such, like, one, we're practically immune. Two, most of us like stay home anyway. And three, like pretty much no school either. I just think it was like the perfect opportunity. Just pleasant experience, I guess, for people with like a safe environment and just not that much on the line. I mean, I feel for people that are just like last year out there, just literally in danger. That's actually like crazy that was happening somewhere else in the world. But for me, it was just, uh, I don't know, it's weird to explain. It felt cozy. It felt like a real pleasant experience, I guess. I don't know if that's, well, for me, it's not so weird to say because I really, during the time, I didn't quite enjoy it because I was mostly under the stress of, I guess, trying to at least make it seem like I was attending class. But eventually, I just gave up, and I don't know. It was just after that, it was just all, I guess, fun and games. Maybe I don't quite remember what happened eventually, but yeah, it's just really weird time, really weird time. But also just looking back on it now, it was, oh my god. I can only have fond memories for it. I don't know what. Like obviously this stuff went wrong. I had stressful moments, but overall, I I really want to relive that, but not for anyone else. Like, just if if that makes any sense. Oh, I don't know. I just really wish you could relive your past. It's just kind of crazy that it doesn't even. You can't. You know. You can't. Well, yeah, relive your past. Which I mean, I guess that's the source of like live in the moment. Live like you're gonna remember it, but I don't know. I think it also makes sense that yeah, when you're in the moment, you can't exactly feel like you're gonna appreciate it in the future, but it's so weird. I don't know, I was just thinking, thought I might as well talk about it. Yeah, I really miss the past 2 years. And next year I'm gonna miss this year. Unfortunately. It's not that the years get more. Yeah, to be honest, it's probably just because every year seems to be getting worse, and that's why the last year seems better and better every time. I don't know. Next year I'm definitely gonna be just if plans fall, I guess I'm just gonna be suffering all year, which won't be fun, but hopefully I've got a good reason for it. Yeah. Um, so I think that's about my my crisis over. Um, uh, yeah, I got hired, guys. So exciting. Except I couldn't do it. They sent me acceptance form where I have to accept the offer for the hiring, and it just keeps on something just keeps on failing. I kept trying to fix it. It just never works. I don't know. Just really confusing stuff. So I got hired, but not really yet because I have yet to accept it and I'm unable to for whatever reason, and I can't get it done until Monday. It's Saturday, by the way. Quite nice. It feels like it's Monday tomorrow, but this is actually like the rare occasion where I actually, I don't know, feel like, um, I don't know, I have less time than I do, which is quite nice. Maybe because of the recent revelation that I had. This isn't like another profound thing. It's just it's just me having ideas. Yeah, as you can see, we're here today. We're here in what do you call it, world building form thing where I'm gonna world build like really well and stuff. Before I do, is there anything else that happened Friday? Oh my god, it was cold days, man, these days. I just really wish. Oh my god. Yeah, try to get my my plan executed today. It didn't quite work. My plan basically being uh tell mom about my plans of dropout. She didn't agree. Even for working for the whole house, she didn't agree. I guess she's just skeptical that I won't be doing anything, but like that's yeah, well I didn't even what you call it. I didn't even suggest to her that I'd go back for year 12 if everything falls through. Anyway, so yeah, that's sort of my plan. If I can get this done, if I can do stuff at home well. I sound really depressed tonight. God damn, I'm just kind of tired. I don't know. It's a bit warm, maybe. I'm just feeling a bit drowsy, I guess. But yeah, if I failed to do everything this year, like just like completely, like if I don't even attempt to make something of my life, then I'll go back for year 12 easy. It'll be fine. But if I'm trying, if I'm getting stuff done, if I'm trying but like not really doing it that well, then I'm gonna continue. I'm just gonna continue like practicing and just building my life skills, and eventually it's all gonna be good. But if I just like nail it instantly, then well, my life's sorted, man. Just live like that for the rest of your life. Nice. That's weird. That's also surreal. I could literally just start my life this year. I don't know. Probably not though. God, people are stubborn. Just like me. I'm like the stubbornest out of everyone. Because my dumb ideals just getting in the way of everything. But I like it that way. You know, gotta have gotta have some of your own intuition. You know, initiative. I mean, what's intuition? I don't know. I just say it because it sounds like it fits. But yeah, enough of that. Let's just get into world building. It's not going to be a big talk. It's not going to be a big talk. It's just going to be mostly me trying to do something. And normally that's a bit boring. So that's all the talk out of the way, I think. Um, yeah, I believe that's unlike last time when I completely forgot about um, uh, going to a job interview. My first job interview, actually. I just completely forgot about it for like an entire hour. But yeah, I think we can get into it. I think we can get into it. So world building then. So the big revelation I had. I've been trying for ages, right? I've been trying for ages, of trying to get sort of. Oh yeah, and I talked about this like, yeah, last video. Trying to get a way for dragons to be able to like transfer, like steal power, and like create a power capacity and stuff, and like be able to store stuff and get each other's elements and all that. And I just couldn't find a logical way to do it. But right before I had my shower last night, right, I was just sitting there. I was thinking, oh, what could it be? Yeah, it's just my exact thought. What could it be? No, I was just thinking, as I usually do, and I came up with this ingenious idea that I have no clue. I have literally never thought of. But like, I like ideas like this. Like, it's simple, but it isn't like, I guess, that simple. Like that easy to think of, I guess. I don't know. It feels like it should be easy to think of though, because it's just so, it makes so much sense. I don't know how it like passed my mind, how it just didn't occur to me till then. Have crystals inside them, of course. So, what have I wrote down? Dragons get their elemental powers from incredibly, freaking hell, incredibly dense part of their body called the dragon crystal. And yeah, I felt why not? Because a carbon-based life, you can make carbon into crystals. So they just have a bit of crystal inside them, and it makes sense as well because they're like the only creatures that I have that are sort of like magical. So why would they have not a separate part of their body that has the yeah, power? And originally I was thinking more towards a mana pool, which I'm not sure if it's like a well-known thing or one of just oh, there goes the Wonder Boom, or one of just Miss River Styx's concepts. Basically a Spyro fanfic writer that I used to read. Oh no, God, oh, she left at the start of 2020. Oh, I still miss reading her stuff, man. I don't know. It was a big part, really. Every month I looked forward to it. It was great. But yeah, I don't know if that's like a well-known thing or something. A mana pool, I was edging towards that, but then I just thought, nah, it's weird to have just like a part of their body where it's like, which I mean, it's technically like I don't know, like, I don't know. I'm just like, because I'm stupid. Mana pool, just like, and I don't know how to pronounce it. Mane, mana pool, just like sounds like, like a stomach, like a reservoir in them where magic is stored in uh in physical form. It just sounds a bit weird. I don't know. Crystal just sounds a lot better. Sounds a lot more professional, I guess. Not professional, but more just like physical, something that can actually store stuff. Sounds like a hard drive, really. But yeah, that's like the one thing I was missing. Like energy can still be uh flowing through their blood. So like the blood can carry the energy, the elemental energy to like, well, here's what I wrote down. Their blood circulates the magic of the crystal to discharge points on their body. I think that's quite right. So that, yeah, the blood still carries it, but there's an actual heart of it. There's a core now, which I have no clue how it took so long to come up with. I was legit stuck on world building for like I don't know how long has it been? Like 5 weeks? Probably not 5 weeks. Probably like more like 4 or 3 weeks. But still, I was stuck on this weird. Oh, what should I do with this energy stuff for like 3 weeks? And I just couldn't think of it, and it's just this simple. I can't even don't even understand it. My God! And I bet this idea's already been done before. Dragon crystals. That just sounds like a. Let me actually search that up right now. I bet it's a thing. Right, I bet dragon crystals are a real thing. Well, obviously it's a thing, but like, is it exactly what I, what what I have planned it out to be? Oh, it's a video game. Well, I'm not quite looking for that. I don't know why I'm searching this up. It's obviously not going to come up with an incredibly dense part of their body. Yeah, obviously, but I don't know. Doesn't seem well. I wouldn't know if someone's made this happen already anyway, because it's probably just like it's probably uh yeah lesser known. So yeah, whatever. I'll just accept this as yeah, cool. I'm original, right? God, originality. So annoying to achieve for me anyway. It's just not a good relationship. But yeah, now I think the next thing we have to figure out is, I guess, their modern life, and I guess their yeah, past life as well, because, well, I don't know, I can't really imagine, because I really like them to have like human like environment. I'd like them to have houses, to have I guess outing places, um, recreational places. I don't know, stuff like that. It'd be a bit weird, but yeah, I don't know. I'd like them to have that, and it would be nice just to like my justification for um adding those sort of stuff is so that it's more like familiar. It's not completely like, oh, what's all this then? Well, I don't understand what this person's talking about at all. Like if like it's like having like making your own language. Like that's impressive and all, but nobody's gonna like understand it, except for some people that like are really invested in your work and stuff. I guess I don't know. That's probably not a great metaphor. Probably thought of some better ones in the past. But yeah, something like that. So I'm just gonna keep it more grounded and more less uh free, I guess, less just crazy, because I could totally like just like talk about random stuff and make up random things, but I don't know, feels like a bit too much for myself. Like I'd be the only one who'd understand it, which is pretty much everything I do. But we we just ignore that. We assume that everybody cares about what I do. But yeah, no, something. Yes. So where are we now? We're doing the culture. So that's a bit strange then, because I've got, okay. So here I'll explain. Maybe this can just be a explaining talk. Maybe this doesn't have to be like me coming up with stuff, because it'll be really hard to come up with stuff on the spot and just thinking. But it'll be cool to see like my thought process, I guess, through how I come up with this stuff. So we have this history of basically um arc, and it's it's a bit weird now because of the game Ark that I played religiously back then. But yeah, they have an arc somewhere around, maybe, I don't know, sometime. I don't know how any of this stuff works, but yeah, back then they have a big old war because of some discrimination stuff, and then I'll just spell it out. So basically, I don't know, it might change though, so but whatever. So basically, we have dragons. They just spawn in. I didn't really come up with like some evolutionary amazing thing. This is the part that I just explain away. That I just shun. I don't even care. They just spawn in. They just come out of nowhere, and yeah, they come with all their stuff. So because I don't know, having dragons be evolved from something just doesn't sound. That's too difficult. Because that would mean having everything else change around them, and that's just too difficult for me. I'm not sure how absolutely invested I am in making this world completely my own. I mean, it's like, what counts as original though? If I just steal from actual real life, is that original? I don't know, but yeah, they just spawn in, and then they come up with little tribes, so first of all, well, actually that part doesn't matter. So they're hunter gatherer for a few years, and then they turn into what do you call them, pastoral and that stuff, but like not like human like societies, mostly just like an agreement they have, I guess. But yeah, they do that, and then yeah, in those sort of settlement societies, they have leaders. They have mostly terrestrial leaders, I think. I think just terrestrial leaders, because it's really easy for them to make. Which brings me to my next point. It's really easy for them to, I guess, make shelter and stuff, and make new things, especially with just like natural stuff, because terrestrial dragons basically ground type for for the commoners. Um, yeah, they're able to control a lot of stuff, mostly because I removed the nature element, so the terrestrial just counts as nature now as well. So yeah, they control life basically, like sort of not like life, like as in life or death, just like I guess nature stuff basically. They control everything natural. Not complex life. It's a bit loose, to be honest. I think I might need to tighten it a bit. But yeah, basically they control the ground and plant life and stuff like that. Not like control, I guess. Just like I guess yeah, I guess control. Whatever. Who cares? But yeah, they do that, and then so they have little tribal leaders, and yeah, uh, because they spawn in mid-aged, I think and also, oh my god, I'm all over the place. Dragons have a 100-year lifespan, I guess, life expectancy, sort of. Lifespan or life expectancy. Life expectancy is like when people just die by accident, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah, so 100 years lifespan, 150 human years, and so yeah, but we have 547 days a year. Because why not? Because I thought it would be cool. Well, no, because I needed the planet to be a bit further from the sun, so that it. But even then, like you can probably go far. It doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter whatsoever. But yeah, I don't know what point I'm trying to bring up. Basically, the first leader dies about what's it? Probably like 50 years in, maybe 50 years into existence, and then well, they have offspring, of course, and then their offspring leads, and then their offspring has offspring, and then about maybe 200 years in, or 150 more like, the other lead dies, and then their offspring becomes really sad and depressed, but then oh my god, I don't know why I'm spelling it all out. It's weird, but I don't know how this even happens. I think some like soul or spiritual dragon. Well, actually, oh, I'm getting confused here. So temporal dragons can see like randomized futures, as it explains right here, and I guess they see they see what they can do. I guess they see what sort of happens in the future, and then they sort of have this knowledge, but they don't really want to like share it. But after all these leaders die, and then everyone's just sad. I don't know. It's a bit dumb though, because like it's just circle of life stuff, you know. It happens, and like nothing lost, you know. Doesn't quite matter, but whatever. They make the next terrestrial offspring, the leader, um, a divinity, and basically divinity is just when a dragon has two or more elements, I guess. Or is it? That's kind of weird, because if a dragon has like one element but like stacked, like two of that same element stacked, would that be a divinity? I guess so. Yeah. I don't know why I'm trying to reason with that. So yeah, they become a divinity, and basically temporal dragons, they are immortal, and if you get their element, then you become immortal, which I think is kind of weird, because like if you get someone else's energy, I think mostly it's the I guess mental, not really mental, like spiritual, magical aspects that are gained, like I think, let me think. What's a good example? Like a glacial dragon. They're pretty immune from the cold, but that's because of their blood, not because of their magic. So if you're like some other dragon and you take a glacial's element, then you don't essentially become resistant to the cold, I guess. I don't know. Is that fair? I feel like that's fair. And that's the sort of problem with temporal, because temporal dragons sound like they could just like live forever because of their body, because of their physical body. They don't really age. But if you take their element, then like, I don't know, you're just really able to manipulate time, then not really be able to like change anything about yourself. But I guess, I don't know. For the sake of whatever, we'll just say that temporal gives you immortality, the magic. So yeah, he becomes immortal, and thus the first divinity is born, and yeah, so that's why we have pre-divinity. So that's before the first divinity, which of the terrestrial leader of the society, which I don't know. I think like having like the amount of societies is a bit weird. Like amount of I guess tribes, because it's hard to grasp like what exactly happens at the very start. Like, do they all spawn in the same place? Do they all spawn in one place? Do they like spread out? Are they several groups? And what sort of happens? I guess that can be like the first. Yeah, I could be like the first town that sprouts up, the first village, and then that inspires others to go off and make their own villages, I guess, and then that becomes the biggest one, obviously. There we go. So yeah, the leader of the biggest village is the first divinity, and then afterwards, because they've got one leader that's just like living forever, they just keep on expanding. They keep on getting better at stuff, and then they go into industrial stuff. Like dragons, they don't really have to go through that many like societies to get to an industrial society. Like, I don't know. What did we have to go through to get to industrial society? Like however you call it. Just all sorts of weird stuff. But like they have their own powers. They don't really need all sorts of machinery and stuff. They just do it themselves. So it's a bit whatever. Like industrial societies isn't really that big of a deal. It's just what they do. So yeah, they go off and do that. They turn, I guess, semi-modern maybe. And then here's where the discrimination comes in, because we have let's see, we have primal, tidal, electrical, glacial, aerial, terrestrial, terminal, ethereal, dimensional, spiritual, umbral, and temporal elements. And what the problem here is that three of these are sort of like the same, but just different, I guess, power sort of variants. And that's the ethereal, electrical, and primal. So basically, that's in common as in the what are the what man, the lang man, the oh god, I don't know. In the commoners' words, fire, electricity, and electrical. I wonder what that is. Ethereal is kind of just like what do you call it? Like broad, but it's light. Ethereal is just light, and you could see like the sort of correlation here. Electricity is just a sort of more sporadic, focused type of fire. But that's like weird because fire doesn't discharge, but it's like the same thing. It's like plasma, because lightning's plasma and fire's plasma, but fire doesn't like need a need like a negative charge to go to. I don't quite understand how that works, but I don't think I'm gonna get too deep into that because I'm gonna be shouted at by all the scientists. So yeah, we have electrical, which is just that, and ethereal, which is incredibly focused, incredibly like hardcore fire, I guess. It's just light. It's just like fire, but really, really focused. So yeah, there's where the problem lies because whilst they're making the great big society, making stuff happen, primal dragons just don't really have sort of a, I guess, uh, part. It's just not really that needed. And I have like a sort of juxtaposition going on, which I was trying to explain earlier, but it didn't really matter. Basically, when they were doing the hunter-gatherer stuff, because primal was like fire, fire's probably the easiest to master. They were the ones that led those tribes, the hunter-gatherer tribes, but they moved out of that really quickly, so they became pretty useless pretty quick. But yeah, everyone else caught up anyway. They all got used to their elements and stuff. I don't know what happens before though, because like they can't just like come in out of nowhere, can they? Or can they? I feel like that's just what happens. Nothing happens to them before they appear in this world. They're just suddenly there for whatever reason. But yeah, everyone gets used to their elements, and then everyone just does stuff, makes nice towns, nice cities, and these fire dragons they get pissed about not being useful, so they try to be useful and then they fail. I have like a kind of storyline for that, like a sort of yeah, like a storyline following a character and stuff. But I don't know. I think yeah, well that's obviously gonna have to happen because they can't just suddenly all like, well they can, but I don't know. It'd be cooler to make a story out of it. So this little kid, he tries to be cool and tries to, yeah, show that primal's useful, primal element's useful, and everyone just doesn't care. And then he grows up to be bitter and really angry. And then this my cat. Well, who is this actually? No, I think this is like a character from 2019, so it's not quite new, but not quite OG either. So yeah, we have this character Crow, who's basically, well, so he this kind of spoils it if you're like following the story, not that anyone cares, but Crow's basically this great big like in the modern day he's the great big overlord, the great big powerful uh god figure, I guess. But yeah, back then he was just like ordinary umbral dragon, and he basically also found the so I guess they have to keep it a secret, the whatchamacallit, the yeah, the divinity ritual stuff, because only they sort of knew the temporal dude that gave his power away. And like I think once you give your power away you just sort of die. Because the whole thing is you have to touch the actual crystal which is like inside you. It's not quite helpful if you can't get to it. So I guess in order to sort of take the element, you gotta have to sort of just die. So yeah, that sort of kept the secret. But then, oh wait, but the thing is right, because there's gonna be a temporal like overlord anyway, which is sort of in the later stages. But yeah, no, basically what happens, Crow shares this stuff with the bitter primal dragon, and because I don't know, I think he's recruiting or something. Who knows what Crow wants to do? I guess he just wants power, and he got it. Um, so yeah, I guess he's recruiting. So he shares his knowledge with the Primal Dragon, which I haven't made a character for yet. It's just a concept, and yeah, he becomes, I guess, if Crow's not already a divinity, then I guess fired the oh my god, do I use my terminology or do I use the layman's terms? Well, yeah, the primal dragon just might be the second divinity, and then I guess Crow wants to test it out before he does it with himself, I guess, because I don't know, he wants to be like safe or something. So yeah, yeah, the primal dragon gets an upgrade or something, and then yeah, after it works, he just consumes a bunch, and then he retaliates on the uh, on the village, on the society, and yeah, they sort of have a fight, I guess, whatever, and then I don't know, well, something happens, something weird. What happens then? Yeah, that's kind of like a weird gap because eventually, right? Spoilers. Crow ends up on the moon, and not like as a banishment thing. He's like that powerful. He just literally just went up there to have some like space. No pun intended. But yeah, something happens. The primal dragon flees up into the north, and goes and just yeah goes away for a bit, and then he goes and finds out that there's a bunch more dragons on another continent, and I guess that's his sort of power. That's where all his power's coming from. And oh god, I'm just talking on about my stupid little world, and I'm not really like coming up with anything, but eh, I'll do it eventually. I just want to share this stuff anyway. So yeah, he goes up, finds that stuff, he gets power, and at some point, Crow just has enough of the stupid world. He just goes to the moon. I guess there has to be like sort of betrayal sort of thing. Something between Primal Dragon and Crow. Yeah, just whatever. I guess in the battle he deserts him or something. Who knows? So yeah, eventually Crow gets really powerful, so he goes into space, and then I think that's before he flees. So I guess okay, I guess Crow's already like really powerful by the time he meets the primal dragon then, because otherwise like the timeline doesn't quite make any sense. So yeah, the battle. Yeah, after the battle, he gets sort of just he doesn't quite succeed because he doesn't have enough power. So he runs off into the north and then gets more power, and then after like maybe 500 years, maybe 1,000 years or so, because we want Crow to have time to like reflect. We want him to have some like personal time, because I don't want him to be like this big evil dude. Eventually, he needs to be just like a sort of like reasonable overlord dude. So he needs some time to himself to sort of reflect. So about after 1,000 years, uh, Primal Dude heads back, I guess. Which is a bit weird because I don't know. He's sort of like, yeah, who knows? God damn it. He's sort of like 1,000 years old by then. But yeah, he goes back, does another siege or something. I don't know, and then this time, oh yeah, no, at some point there's like, I guess he meets some like friends or something. He gets friends from people that recognize from like, I think a good idea is to have like an ethereal dragon like go to him and be like, yeah, he sees the discrimination, and like, and then they become like the sort of good guys, because society's terrible, society is awful, so they become the sort of good guys, but also they're doing like really immoral stuff, so it's like a moral conflict, and everyone's really really conflicted inside. This is my great idea for a for a story. And yeah, then in the final battle, the ethereal dude gets killed, and the thing is, right, the whole like upper hand the society has is these spiritual dragons. Well, the spiritual overlord, I guess, because there's like one dragon who has like all the power, I suppose. I don't know why. I don't know why they need that. Maybe it's just like because like too many chefs spoil the broth. Apparently, that's what I heard Stampy said anyway, but it makes sense. So if they all put their like elements into one being, then they could sort of like control it more coordinately. I don't know what that word is, but yeah. So they have this one spiritual dragon, and basically I've decided to she basically can predict everything. Well, not everything, but predict, like, be able to read. She's basically a mind reader. So anything you try to do, she just knows what you're going to do already. So that's their upper hand, basically. But here's what happens. So because the ethereal dude dies and she's, like, really close to the primal dude, he gets really sad. Oh, no. And then the ethereal, no, not ethereal, and then the spiritual dude is, like, the spiritual woman is like, oh damn, this is awful, and then that's when she lets her guard down, and then that's why the primal dude wins, and then after he wins, he like soaks up everyone's energy, becomes really powerful, but like not as powerful as Crow because it's been like 1,000 years, and he's still like just chilling on the moon, and at that point he's like made the moon into a nice little world of its own, which is scientifically not possible, but for the sake of coolness, there's a nice little livable habitable moon. So he goes afterwards, like after the battle, and he soaks everyone's energy up. He just heads to the moon, just teleports there through spatial. Is spatial what I isn't it dimension? Oh, what? Yeah, dimensional. Through dimensional powers, he just teleports to the moon, tries to kill Crow, sort of destroys the atmosphere, and so he just chokes up, I guess, and dies. Kind of pointless. But yeah, the big cliffhanger is whether Crow died or not, because I don't know. Obviously not, because he's way too goddamn powerful, but he destroys a pretty reasonable chunk of the moon, and yeah, basically at that point everyone's dead. Oh, I forgot to mention Ark. Yeah, the Ark. Basically before, just when he was retaliating against the society for the first time. Yeah, the Ark was formed, and that's basically a dimensional dragon, like with a group of just regular old elemental dragons. They just go to another dimension for a bit till all this war stuff blows over, and yeah, and then so after that, after the moon gets destroyed and stuff, the Ark opens back up. Well, opens back up. I don't quite know what that means. They just come back to Earth basically. And yeah, and then from there they rebuild, and yeah, and from there that's takes them to the modern world. So that's just fantastic. That's amazing. So now what then? Oh wait, I think there has to be like a like a present arc or something, because it's a 1,000 years. You know, they're in the they're in the arc place. So I think there's got to be like a sort of culture for that as well, shouldn't there? I sort of like just fall out for them. But yeah, it's fine, I guess. Mid arc, I'll do. So yeah, now we got to sort of figure out what goes on. What goes on. Um, so pre-divinity. Okay. I'm gonna go into documents. Is there anything bad here? I don't think so. No, not really. It's just all my world building files. So we got timeline. Here's basically what I started with. I sort of got stuck here because I don't really know what the time is, but yeah. So at the very start, around 1,000 dragons spawn, Novum, Grassland. Oh yeah, Ovum as well, because yeah, because it's all my continents are Latin, so that's fantastic. Yeah, Egg, because that's the spawn point. Amazing wordplay, but yeah. Grasslands and Amices, whatever. Amices is another continent up north, and that's after Friend, because that's like sort of when we realize that the primal dragon isn't actually like sort of in the wrong. I guess he's just sort of doing his own stuff, so it's not really like he's not really evil or anything. And yeah, and also it's like the people in Ovum, they're the ones who like sort of invented language, I suppose, when they like settled down into the actual like settlement societies. And the dragons in Amices, whatever. Should I be pronouncing them like in English phonetics or in proper Latin pronunciation? Because I'm probably not going to be able to keep it up, and no one else is going to be able to read it as that. But yeah, people in Amices just don't form societies. They just stay hunter-gatherer tribes for the rest of their time. But yeah, after half a year, and the population's around 850, they realize they should like probably come together, because they've just started. They don't really know what they're doing. They're just running around killing stuff, trying to feed themselves. And yeah, they realize, why don't we come together and do some stuff? And after 10 years, they finish with their hunter-gatherer tribes. And pastoral societies emerge in Ovum due to fruitful areas, right? I don't know actually know what I wrote in here. I'm just reading it for myself at this point. Settlements begin in the forest. Programs are initiated to preserve prey, and fruit trees are sprouted. Wow. And having like, I think the capacity for dragons on my world is probably 100 million, probably even less than that, honestly. I don't really want to get it too crowded. It's just a bit difficult to sort of like put them in places, you know. But I'll figure that out at some point. God, I love how I'm going so in depth with this stuff. It is weird. It is just absolutely not like not normal. You know what? Does anyone like normal actually do this? Like I'm sure people do this, but like they're as obsessive as me. But yeah, 50 years, chief of largest village, past offspring continues to lead the way. The industrial revolution begins. Goods and services created for each other. Villages expand into towns of hundreds or something. I don't know. Something like that happens. And then in 200 years, I think I'll just change that to 150 because that's when the next one dies, and then yeah, stuff happens. Great. But yeah, chief of the largest village passes, offspring, yes, divinity, temporal blood, granting them immortality. Right, what happens from there? What happens from there on? More expansion, I suppose, because I guess you can only have that when your leader lives forever. More expansion in society. Oh my god, I don't know. I don't know how I society. Right. Oh my god, I can't with this. More expansion in society due to what? Due to more one track mind. Due to I don't know, more consistent leader. Oh my god, this is it's just coming down to wording now. Due to immortal leader. Immortal. Oh my god, I don't know how to spell anymore, literally. Immortal. Okay, that's fair enough. Leader. Yeah, this is a terrible idea, I realize. But I did one before and it was quite nice. Now it's just awful. And then what? And I think that's really it. And until like maybe 500, year 500. I think that sounds about right. What are they like then? Population around maybe I reckon we're probably at around 100,000. Actually no, that's 50,000. So maybe like a million? Are we really at a million already? 500 years? Well, yeah, because when the divinity and stuff like gets out, you're gonna have to have a lot of unless Crow's already like taken all of them. Like there's gotta be a real shortage in like population because of Crow, because well yeah, spiritual and umbral, basically soul and dark element dragons, they can just like they don't need to physically touch the other dragons to take their elements, so they can just take it from them, but like I guess at that point like they just pass out anyway, so they don't really, doesn't really matter whether you open them up to touch their their little crystal or not. It's a bit weird, it's a bit gory, but that's why they don't do it anymore. And yeah, I reckon it should be somewhere in the chest part, because they normally have a chest plate protecting it, and I guess that's like a core bit. So yeah, population around maybe 500k, really, you reckon? Yeah, well I guess you're gonna have to have like less than expected, because Crow's sort of just been taking them all. Because at that point he's got to be pretty powerful, and like once he's on the moon, he can still like take like dragons elements and stuff. That's just how powerful he is. See, this is the sort of idea, sort of concept I want, is that these creatures are like just incredibly like unimaginably powerful, and that's just like cool, I think. And then yeah, eventually they just get rid of all of them because it's a terrible, unsustainable sort of system. So population 500k. I guess this is where without getting into the story, I think this is just where primal dragons. Oh my god. Why can't I type like when doing this stuff? Rebel, I guess. Retaliate. Uh, oh my god. I straight up don't know how to spell this, but retaliate and war. Um, and war begins, I guess. Actually, no. We don't talk. I think we replace war with just arc. We don't talk about war here because I think that's, I don't know, very very what's you call it? My God, my brain's just left me tonight. It's very yeah, nice. Oh no, I can't think, dude. I hate my brain for this. I literally think it's because I hit my head way too much back then. So you know why why I wasn't me before 2019, because I was literally literally had brain damage from banging my head on all sorts of things. Um, but yeah, and arc, uh, and the arc begins. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. Uh, 500 years, and then after, oh god, and this leads us to 1500. That was a bit weird. Should I detail like what happens in the story, or should I just detail like the uh the main stuff? Um, I guess I'll just detail the main stuff. 1,500 years. We have how much then? It's got to like increase to like maybe maybe 10. No, has to be like, but like how much is this considering? Because like, are we only considering the people in? I think it's just everyone. Maybe 1 million. 1 million's way too little. Yeah, 5 million I think is right. I think 5 million's only right. 5 mil. Oh wait, I forgot the population. Around 5 million. And what? Moon is habitable. Moon is destroyed. Moon is habitated. Oh my god, that's not a real word. Okay. Habitable. Oh no, this has just become even worse than talking about gameplay, talking about word phonetics. Moon is habitable and then destroyed because Crow was living on it, and that just can't do. I just can't do. I guess just arc. Arc. What's the word? Arc. Well, what's the opposite of initiate? Terminate. Ends. I can't. I just. My God, I'll like edit this in the morning, but right now I'm just like I'm lost at as all crap. So arc ends, and then I guess 500 years later is the modern day, maybe. Well, 500 years. Yeah, I think 500 years will, because they're not starting from nothing. They're starting from previous knowledge. So yeah, we're in the 2000s. Easy. 2000 years. Population. Oh yeah, everyone dies, doesn't they? So we're pretty much like starting from scratch. Oh, and that's good as well, because then we don't have that much dragons around. That's good. That's actually really good. Helps us a lot. So now we probably have around. Well, how much is that? That's another 500 years, and that's grown in that 500 years. It grew 500,000. So I guess we have 500,000 again. Well, they're not starting from nothing, but tell you what, we can have 500,000. Why not? I like that number anyway. Population. 500k. Modern day. I'll obviously like expand later, but I don't really know, because I don't really like. This is a lot about the story. I just realized, me writing this stuff above. Chief of the largest village pass, and their offspring continues to lead. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably add bits of story in it. Probably add some names and stuff. Oh yeah, and there's like stuff that happens, isn't there? Because they like a glacial overlord makes a whole strip around the equator of the Earth of ice, and that's probably a great big event. But I don't really know how to add that in the timeline. I'm just gonna have to like footnote. This also happened in 1482 or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'll make these the sort of main the main things that happen, and between them I can put some other stuff that sort of happens. Yeah, especially during the arc, because a bunch of stuff I guess happens. That's just like, yeah, probably worth talking about. And modern day is where Chillis lives. And also the moon's like coming down onto Earth, so because the primal dude ruined it and just like blasted it out of orbit. So like, yeah, they're all gonna die again soon, unless something happens. Oh, just well, I don't know why I'm like trying to not spoil it, avoiding spoiling it. Basically, Crow comes in and catches the moon and like removes it, basically. so that's the whole storyline of everything. All done. This is not like a I guess official place, so I don't really need to care about spoiling stuff. Even though it's not really it doesn't really matter. Whatever. Just stuff will happen if people come here and accidentally. If people at all care about what the hell is happening in my world in the future, and they come here and get spoiled, then well, sorry, but I don't know. What can I say? So yeah, this is it. Honestly, this is my work. This is my work for today. Nice one. Do I need to add any more culture stuff, or am I done here? Because I think that's quite about an hour. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, we're about an hour. We got 2 minutes and a half left. So, how about we quickly oh yeah, we need to come up with his name. Okay, so we just need to come up with a glacial name, I guess. Unless the dragon himself is not glacial, but then again, it's a bit pointless if they're not glacial, because how are they gonna live there then? Yeah. What's a glacial name? And what's their gender? I haven't actually worked that out. I think we'll just have a guy. Oh God, no. This is some stuff I need to like go onto Thesaurus about. Why not? Right. Let's hop on the dictionary then. Sleet, but that's like getting rid of ice. Let's search up snow. Thesaurus. We got, oh my God, no, I don't want on new iPhones. Blizzard. Ooh. Snowfall. Wow. Sleet. Frozen vapor. Ooh, okay. So maybe sleet might be. But I want it to be more like epic, because they can't just be like called like like snowflake and like this. That'd be cool actually if there was like a really like unassuming dragon that was just like an overlord. It'd be kind of funny, but I don't know. I guess that's a bit cliche as well. Slush. Snowdrift, snow crystal, snowball is going on. Snowstorm. Blizzard seems to be more I guess nice. What else is there? Rime. Rime is like icy stuff, right? An opaque coating of white granular ice particles. Freeze. Hoar. What's hoar? Apparently hoar's something. Hoar. It's a dumb name though. Hoar. Hoarfrost. Rime. A hoary coating. Hoar. I'm not calling them hoar. It's not gonna happen. It's HOAR, by the way, okay? It's not like... Oh, this is dumb. Arctic. We got chilly, but that's just Chillis' nickname. We can't do that. Frigid. What the hell? What's frigid? Glacial. Yeah, well, that's just... We can't do that. Wintry. Ooh. Wintry. We can do a play on that. Wintry. Is that what does it mean though? What's wintry? Cold, snowy, harsh, bleak. Oh no, my dictionary's just broken. Oh no. Um, Wintry, characteristics of winter. I mean, seasons don't really exist for them, sorta. They just have like night and day basically. But yeah, I mean, like Latin doesn't exist for them. They just came up with those names for no goddamn reason. So yeah, wintry. What can we do with that? I think I like that wintry. Let's write that down somewhere so we can. Okay, we'll just play with it here. What's his name spelled? Wintry. It's not his name, but I need to see it to manipulate it. Uh, Wint. Wint? Wintus? Just thinking of random names. Hold on, we're at an hour now, aren't we? Oh yeah, we're a minute over an hour. Who cares? I want to come up with his name first because I can't stand not having his belt have a name for already. Oh yeah, I showed you guys the thingy. I showed you guys. Oh no, I hope this doesn't. No, I'm not actually gonna go onto sketchbooks. I bet it's just gonna like stop. But yeah, basically the belt of ice around the Earth is a crater. That's yeah, that dude's belt. But I don't know. Wintry, winry, I don't like the e because it's sounds a bit cutesy. Wintra. That sounds like a girl's name. Wintro. I don't know. You just have to like sort of say it, and then it just. I mean, really going with Wintress. Waitress. That's like I can't do. Wintrar. Wintro. No. I'm just going crazy now. Wintrek. Wintriff. I don't know. Maybe we can change the start. Yintry, Fintry, Gintry. This is sort of like the process of coming up with a name, isn't it? But like this dude has a whole continent named after him, so it's a bit higher stakes. Winter, Wintus, Wintress, not Wintress, Wintus, Wintus, really? But I don't know. Oh my god, the us suffix is so overused, especially just in like old naming. What else? What other suffix are there? Winter, really? Winter, winter, winter. That sounds like a girl's name as well. Wintas. That sounds Spanish or something. I don't know. Win. Winter. Nah, that sounds really like gangster. I want to be like more. Oh, what's personality in like anyway? I don't even know. This is kind of Winton. Winton. Really? We're not calling him Winton. I love it. It's just come up with my in my suggested words. Winton. We're not calling him Winton. Come on. Wintos. Wintor. Oh yeah, that sounds more masculine. Wintor's belt. Winter's belt. Why don't we just name him Winter then? It doesn't even. Wintor's belt. Does that sound like a continent's name? Sound like a good name for a continent? Wintor. I don't know, but all I know is like it's better than nothing. I might change it later. So weird talk, but yeah, talked you through my whole world. So now I've sort of got it under copyright. Not really, but I don't know. I just you know what my pet peeve is? Coming up with something and then seeing someone else just take it. Do you know what happened? I had this ingenious idea of having block review or item review, just reviewing every single thing in the creative inventory in Minecraft back then in like 2016, 2000 and yeah, well just when I started. But I was just too bad of an editor to make something like that, and my editing software was like, it could do like frick all, so I just couldn't make it. And now like people are making it, and literally Minecraft itself is making it. Oh, I just thought the opportunity missed, man. But to be fair, I'll make like awful videos about it, especially back then. I'd be like talking about like the pixels on it or something. I don't know. I just won't be able to give any information about it, but yeah, still. I like my ideas being documented, so yeah. Um, that's why we're here, I guess. Good for me. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Goodbye.